From KUDZUKIAN Studios in Memphis, Tennessee,
It's Best in Blue.
Connecting you, the listener, to the everyday inner workings of the Memphis Police Department. Best in Blue.
You're listening to the Best in Blue on the KUDZUKIAN Network. I am your host, DC. And you know what? The Best in Blue is a great collaboration between the KUDZUKIAN Network and our very own Memphis Police Department right here in the city of Memphis. Director Rollins has been kind enough to loan his name to us a few times and say, hey, look, go for it. I want to make sure that our policemen are shining out there. I want you all to know what your officers are doing on a day-to-day basis. And he's allowed us to peek in and to have him come into the studio and sit and talk to us about several programs. And he's talked to us a few times. He'll be back again. But I want to make sure that you all know that the Memphis Police Department has officers on the job 24/7, protecting, they're serving, and they're actually serving in addition to being on the street. So they're working with our young people as well. And today we have in the studio Brian the Law Hall. I want to make sure I get that right. Brian the Law Hall, who actually works with the boxing program with the Memphis Police Department and our young people. Welcome to the program, Brother Brian. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Man, I'm glad to have you here. I want to make sure I stay right because I don't need you over here hitting me, bro, because I bleed real bad, I'm told. I bleed real bad. Let's talk a little bit about your career. How you got started in the Memphis Police Department, the boxing piece, and then let's segue into talking about boxing and our children coming up through the boxing ranks under the supervision of the Memphis Police Department with your program.
I mean, it all started with me being overweight. I just wanted to lose some weight.
You were overweight?
Yes, I was 175 pounds at
and that's
my
overweight?
height. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I got you.
When I graduated the academy, I was 130 pounds.
Wow.
And after 4 years of serving my community and being on a run, call to call, I picked up some weight.
Oh, wow.
So I decided to make a life-changing experience by going to work out. And by working out, I lost a lot of weight, and I decided to compete. I went to a show after about a month of training. Mm-hmm. I went to a boxing/MMA show. I watched them, and I said, look, I can do this. So I decided to start competing. And next thing you know, I started competing a month later after I watched the show.
What?
And I fell in love with it.
So wait a minute now. You did the MMA and the boxing basically on a humbug. You liked it, and you lost a little weight, and you said, hey, well, let me go ahead and try this, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, now I'm going to tell you, I want to lose weight too, but I bleed really, really bad, as I've said earlier in the show now. But now, really? MMA?
Yes,
now that ain't no boxing. That's just some fighting. That's just some street fight. But
it's not really fighting. Maybe people from the outside think it's fighting, but it's very strategy.
Oh wow!
It's a mixture of disciplines, just like boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. It put them all together, and everybody's trained. So it's not like they're out to hurt. They just out to win.
So now you've done boxing and MMA. How long?
I've been doing it for 12 years now.
12 years. How long have you been on the department?
I've been on for 15.
Wow. And so a combination of so when I do something wrong, I'm going to ask for somebody like a Brownlee to come and get me, okay? Because I don't want you, all right, man? I don't want you. I'm good, y'all. Don't send the law. Don't send the law home.
You actually want me because first of all, I use my smile.
Wow.
I use my verbal judo. I don't go hands on. I don't need to.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm a small person. I don't have to. If you go high, I go low.
Yeah.
You see?
Wow.
Not because I'm short.
Yeah, that's right. Well, no, I'm looking at you, dog. I don't want those guns on me at all. Literally, those guns on me. Let's talk about the Memphis Police Department's role in your life and how a love of yours, which is apparently boxing, has, and I want to say infected because it needs to be an infection in our young people. We need to get our folks so infected with doing the right thing that if it's boxing, if it's football, cheerleading, they need to get so infected with that all these other diseases that are out there, which we know is gang affiliation, gun violence, all of these things, drinking, smoking, that they don't even get. It can't even get into the sales structure. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
how
sir.
does the Memphis Police Department in your life now with what you've done in the past, how does that align now with our kids?
It's simple. I mean, first step is getting in through the door, because with boxing, it's hard work. And people might get intimidated by hard work sometimes. So when they get there, maybe they have had these things of drugs or gang activities. But after they get there and they fall in love with the workouts and the coaches as mentors, they want to change their career path. Either they stop doing the bad things because they want to focus on boxing. They stop smoking because they want to have energy to continue to train. So they do a lot of life changing because of the boxing, and they change. You know, we change lives. I mean, we have had people that went to jail that had felonies, young adults that have changed their life through boxing because they found a way to make money for their family in a good way and positive, and travel and do things of that nature.
And so channeling that energy, that negative, so to speak, to something that's positive, because all of us have not been, choir singers in our lives, okay? We've not all been choir singers, and not to say all choir singers are walking the straight and narrow, but we know that in a city like Memphis that has astronomical poverty, that we're trying to address, and what Memphis is doing, what the police department is trying to do, is use this one particular genre, boxing, with some of our youth, and I'm assuming young ladies too, right?
Yes, we have all ages. Give me the ages. I mean, of what we got. The focus ages is 8 to 17, of course, but we do have up into 60 years old working up there.
Wait a minute, stop.
70-year-olds working up there.
You got 60 and 70-year-old people coming to train to box?
Yes. Are you familiar with Parkinson's disease?
Yes, I am.
Same thing Muhammad Ali was with. So we work with them as well. We actually help their motor functions and build a chemistry based on the boxing, that it improves their health and expand their lifespan, really.
Get out, man. I tell you guys are mentors. Apparently you're psychosocial coaches as well too. I mean, man, y'all doing it all. I mean, hey, look, at some point you're gonna start serving meals. I want to know when you're gonna start. Well, I mean, now 8 to 17. So you've got, I guess 8-year-old would be probably about third, fourth grade, probably.
Third grade, yes,
third
sir.
grade. So, and you got these little guys and little girls out there that are training to box. What does it look like? I mean, I have not seen a young person take on what I would think would be almost an adult sport. A lot of us think that is an adult sport, but now you got young people that are training to do this particular sport, and I can only imagine what it looks like. The
younger, the better, because they are good listeners.
Is that right?
And they do what they're told easier than the older people, because some older set in their ways.
Yeah.
So the kids listen, they look up, they always have their ears and eyes open. So they're very easy to coach. Maybe their attention span is not as far, but we still can work with that.
And so 8 to 17, and I want to go back onto the young ladies. Now, you do have young ladies in the program as well too, right?
Yes, we have girls competing and girls that just come to work out. We have police kids that come to work out just for self-defense purposes, or just to look good in a bathing suit, or look good in a dress for prom. You know, we have different.
And so you got it's a high intense workout session kind of thing and the training to box has got to be probably one of the most intense workouts out there, correct?
Yes, sir. And you can even our local Grizzlies and University of Memphis, the basketball players come to our gym, and they use our gym as a workout in the off season when they're not playing basketball for the Grizzlies or the Tigers. So it is the best workout. You can ask any of them. Jamaica Green, he's one of our favorites. So they always come to get a workout.
Wow.
And thanking us after they leave.
The Memphis Police Department doing it again. You're listening to, folks, Best in Blue right here on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
Best in Blue for you. Best in Blue. Best in Blue for you. KUDZUKIAN.
Eye Conversation.
Elliot Perry, otherwise known as Socks.
Man, thank you. How you guys doing?
Mr. Earl the Pearl Monroe.
Hey, thank you. Nice to be with you guys.
Glad to have Mr. Allen Houston.
Trying to stay warm up here.
Personality extraordinaire, Mr. Scoop Jackson.
I appreciate the encore.
Mr. Michael Ray Richardson.
Glad to be here, brother.
A 3-time NBA All-Star, the one, the only Deadlift Shrimp.
Howard and Larry, thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be on the show.
Eye Conversation.
On the KUDZUKIAN Network.
KUDZUKIAN.
Hello, I'm Brian DeLow Hall, and you are listening to Best in Blue on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
I go to work like a doctor. When I rock the mic, you got to like the way I operate. I make miracles happen just from rapping. I'm so lyrically potent, and I'm floating and exploding on the scene. Mean, I got the potential to
Hey, this is DC with the Best in Blue right here on the KUDZUKIAN Network. I am your host, as always, and we're having a deep dive. We're having a good conversation with a good friend of ours, Officer Brian the Law Hall. I want to make sure y'all understand it's the Law Hall. Am I right, Brian?
Yes, sir, the law.
Because I'm going to tell you something, this brother's impactful. And when I mean he's impactful, he's impactful. We've been having a conversation about the Memphis Police Department's commitment to our young people, and especially with the boxing program, and how that has not only touched the lives of not only the 8 to 17-year-olds, but we've talked about there's some 60 and 70-year-olds that have come to the gym to work. And where is this gym at?
It's at 315 South Hollywood. We're in the rear of Youth Services.
Oh, man.
It's right near the Children's Museum and the Liberty Bowl Stadium.
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir.
Plenty of parking.
Plenty of parking in a central location, meaning you should be able to get to us 20 minutes no matter where you live.
And so, and that gym is big enough to hold all of this stuff that goes on, even with the older participants as well as our kids?
The way we manage it, basically off times. Like we try to get certain groups at certain times. That way we can work together. We try to get the kids all together from 3 to 5. We try to get the Parkinson patients at 1. We try to get the police officers from 10 to 11. We try to get some fighters that compete at this time. So we work it out very well. Time management.
Hey, Sam was in town not long ago.
Sam Watson.
Sam Watson, and I know he's working with the city. Is that a part of your program too? Did he come and visit you all over there?
Yes, he did. He came and visited us, and he had a show, and we had some participants that participated and won in that division for that tournament that he put on at the Agri Center in Memphis. Yeah,
Randa and Dr. K, they're good friends of ours, the Streeters, and I know that Randa's a major promoter of, you know her, by the way, Randa Street?
No, I'm not familiar with her, but I am familiar with Sam Watson.
Yeah, Sam's a great guy. Sam's a great guy. Let's talk a little bit about the space that you operate in right now, and that is helping young people with a activity that some of us may need. I mean, some of us may have a little obesity. You know, Memphis and Shelby County, in this area of the country, our numbers are sky high in terms of obesity. So the program that you all run, you don't just my first day, I don't come in as a 9-year-old kid and you slap gloves on me, do you? Isn't there a process to this thing?
Yes, we usually try to get you in the best shape before we try to put you in the ring. Basically, like 80% does not want to compete, do not want to get in the ring. Yeah. So we try to work on their cardio, make them confident first, because they come in scared and intimidating because they think they're going to have to get in the ring, but which is not the case. We try to build you up to that. And some people will come in and want to spar the first day. Oh, and wow. Then we don't let them, and they get frustrated, and then they see maybe I wasn't ready to spar, and they respect our decision not to put them in there the first day.
Well, now sparring, the actual deal of sparring, getting in a ring, unless you have a little bit of you've done a little exercise, and it could be damaging, could it not? I mean, if you just get in, you just automatically just start trying to fight.
It can be damaging, but we don't allow it to be damaging because it's supervised by the coaches. For example, if they just want to get in there so bad, okay, let's get you a mouthpiece and headgear, put you in there, and we'll start off with control sparring, jab only.
Okay.
Left, right only. Okay. So we'll build you up to it and go from there. Like if you're getting tired the first 30 seconds, we're going to cut it short and say, hey, nice try, but let's get you in better shape before we put you back in there.
And we do that, but especially I want our listeners to know that our kids are not just coming there on the first day and they're jumping in the ring, right?
Right.
They're coming there and you're getting them conditioned, so to speak, to be able to withstand the pressures of being in the ring.
Conditioned mentally, physically, both trying to get them prepared to be successful, just like we would in life.
Well, and let's talk a little bit about life. You know, you spent 15 years on the department here in Memphis, and I'm sure in that 15-year span, you in a patrol car or in a station, you've seen a lot of you've been in contact with a lot of our young people, either walking to and fro school or either the store or whatever. And I'm sure you've said, hey, what can we do to better impact that young man or that young lady? And then you found this space in boxing. And have you seen any of those young people that when you patrolled some years ago, you've seen them lately, and especially some that have participated in the program?
As far as the program, as I have seen some that tried, but they didn't compete, but they continue to work out there. They might not compete, but they might be working at Lowe's or working at different places, but they still continue to work out. Like I saw them on the street as a patrol officer.
Yeah.
Then they saw me again at the gym. They was like, "Hey, I remember you."
Yeah.
I might not remember them, but they remember me because I always the type of officer that talked to the community and let them know who I was and tried to get to know them.
And that's a part of, I think, the director's push is we talk about community policing, but community policing is just more than you driving a patrol car. It's really getting to know the folks who live in these neighborhoods, on the streets, And I think a part of that, the boxing gym, the cheerleading, the football, all of that, it almost seems like the police department has just kind of opened up this thing and said, look, we can't just drive a car and make a call for service. We got to do more.
Yes, sir, and I do believe in that. I mean, even as a patrolman, I actually walked the streets and got to know the community and talk to people and try to, let them know that I'm not there to arrest them when they see me. I'm here to help. And I'm going to come see you, even if it's not on bad terms.
Yeah. Now we were talking a little bit offline a minute ago, and you said something about you had some folks who didn't quite finish their high school diplomas, and in the program, you got them in the program, and then some of them have enjoyed the fact that now they've gotten a GED and they've gone on to do some other positive things.
Yes, we have many that came through the program that, for example, that was having trouble in school, getting fights all the time.
Yeah.
And then they came to the boxing gym after dropping out. And so we continue to help them get their high school diploma by taking them to homeschool, even, on our watch. We make sure they go to GED classes, bring them back to the gym, work out, go to GED classes, bring them back to so we help. We went beyond what we needed to do, but they will continue to be successful. I give you a prime example. Ladarius Miller is from Memphis.
Yeah.
He's 14-1. He's recently with Floyd Mayweather, the Money Mayweather team, and he's continued his success. He got a fight coming up February 17th, and he just beat a 2012 Olympian.
What?
His last pro fight.
Kid from Memphis.
A kid from Memphis.
Ladarius Miller.
Miller. Yes,
40,
sir.
And he had impact. He had impact to the Memphis Police Department's boxing gym.
Yes, sir.
Wow. See, these are stories that I don't know a lot of us have heard, I didn't know that.
Right. And it's hard to follow us because we're not as big as
some of the other programs out there,
other
right?
programs, right.
And then a lot of people, I like boxing, but man, I tell you, I bleed. I think even when I watch it, I bleed. I'm not sure. I've seen this thing before. I said, wait a minute, I don't know if I can do this, man. My nose started bleeding. So now I want one final thought. If we've got a kid who maybe having some issues in school, and he's a little aggressive. Is there some kind of way that even teachers or parents can say, "I'd like to refer this kid over to the program"? How do they get in touch with you in terms of is it a collaboration with the district? Do they have some type of way of referring this child to your program?
It's to be a part of the gym. That's all you need is a waiver and a sports physical, just like you would if you play basketball, football, or any other sports at the school. You just need a sports physical and our waiver.
Yeah.
And to contact us, we have a number, 901-636-4919. And you can go through Facebook, Memphis Police Boxing Gym, and inbox us, and we'll give you all the information that you need.
Oh, wow. We'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on. You are listening to The Best in Blue right here on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
I go to work.
Artivism, funky politics, R&R on sports, neighborhood connect, blues in the basement, riffin' on jazz. Your three black chicks, Best in Blue, KUDZUKIAN, KUDZUKIAN.
KUDZUKIAN.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Tyrone Curry with the Memphis Police Department, right here on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
Hey, you're back with Best in Blue right here on the KUDZUKIAN Network. I am DC, your host. And you know what? Man, I tell you, Best in Blue is a bad program, y'all. If you're not listening to Best in Blue, I don't know what you're doing. But you got to listen to Best in Blue. Get it on your podcast provider, Stitcher, iTunes. Even we do a little bit of Facebook Living out there, y'all. So you got to check us out. We have some of the best and brightest in the Memphis Police Department that come by and visit us right here at this KUDZUKIAN Network, and we're glad about it. We're glad about it. Our relationship with the director is spot on. He's doing a great job, and I tell you what, we're just trying to help get the word out on the finest officers you've ever seen walk a beat or drive a car right here in the city of Memphis. And we got one with us right now, Officer Brian the Law Hall. A lot of you all have probably seen this guy in a ring somewhere, and I mean in a real ring. I'm not talking about like a ring around the collar. This guy is doing some work out there, man. MMA and boxing, right?
Yes, sir. Both.
Man, I tell you.
Best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds. Well, I ain't gonna joke with you, dog. I can't box. I just, I tell people all the time I'm too old to fight. I'm too big to run. So that's how it works for me a little bit. Check this out. I want to talk a little bit about this gym, the physical space that our young people are going to, and then some of our seniors apparently are going to. You got some success stories. You got a lot of success stories that you work with, and then you got some who fell a little short, and that's okay too. But half of this battle is showing up, right?
Yes, sir.
Half of it is showing up.
The hard part is showing up. After you get there, we can do the rest. You just need to show up. That's how we feel.
Well, let's talk about some of the successes. We talked a little bit offline about a couple. I think a kid now you got in the gym, and you've had some, and these guys are really major competitors around the country.
Yes, sir. Our most recent successor is D'Angelo Leachman, which is a 6-time national champ and the number 5 ranked heavyweight in the world right now.
Number 5
amateur, and
out of Memphis.
Now,
and I'm not a boxing enthusiast, but I guess I'll be now after this program. Number 5 in the world
in the amateur
Memphis
rankings.
Now, I want to make sure people understand. Memphis, Tennessee kid.
Yes, sir.
What high school he came out? What high school?
He actually dropped out of high school.
Get out of here.
Yes, he was able to get his GED through our program. And
stop. This kid dropped out of high school.
Yes,
you
sir.
all mentored the hell out of him, no doubt. And he got his GED?
Yes, sir. And now he have had some trouble in his life.
Yeah.
And
some of us all have.
And we changed his direction, his path, by using boxing his way out. And he found a new spirit, and became a better man through our program.
And so now he's actually earning a living then, right?
Yes, sir, through boxing.
If you can take something, and I guess this is how it is. This is what you're saying to me. Take something that's broken. Because it's broken, we don't throw them away, right?
Right.
And I think our young people probably think that sometimes we want to throw them away, but we're not going to throw you away. Not in Memphis, not under this administration, not under this police director. You're telling me that the boxing, that the scope that you all are providing at that gym, you're helping change lives from a high school dropout to almost a world champion, at least being ranked at number 5, and he's earning a living.
Yes,
and
sir.
got his GED because of the mentorship you all have put in him.
Yes, sir.
Tell me some more about some of these other guys that have come to the program.
We also have current MMA fighter that uses our boxing gym to better his striking, and he will be fighting on TV February 16th. His name is Jaleel Willis, the realist Willis.
Jaleel Willis, the realist.
Jaleel the realist Willis.
Now, Memphis too.
He's from Memphis, and he's out of White Station High School.
You shouldn't have said that word. White Station High School?
Yes, sir. White Station.
Doc, that's my high school. See, we knew we had the realest folk going out, and we said, I told you, real. I said, man, you better go over to the Memphis Police Department. No, I didn't know the young man. White Station?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
We have any of our young ladies that are coming up in MMA that have come through the gym?
We have a female boxer out of name of Kristen Heiser. She also been in the program since 2012. And she currently is boxing and like a youth coordinator at Croc Center. And she's working for them at the moment. That's right around the corner from the boxing gym. And she have had other jobs teaching boxing and everything, and worked at the Olympic Center in Colorado. So she came through our program as well.
In Memphis, I have to keep saying this, folks. In Memphis, the Memphis Police Department.
Central High School.
Well, I'm not going to talk about Central. I think that's a junior high somewhere around the corner. I'm not sure where that is located, but no, Central Warriors, y'all good with me. I love y'all out there. And it tells me that Memphis City Schools, Shelby County Schools, the Memphis Police Department, where we have left off here, the police department apparently is picking up. It's not just boxing. It's football. It's cheerleading. It's just track and field. If we can't feed into, as taxpayers, as citizens, as a people of goodwill, if we can't feed into your life to help you continue to feed into our lives, because you're taking our young people and you're doing something with them apparently that some of us can't get a grab on. Man, I don't know where we're going to go. How do we keep the boxing gym operational? And before we get into funding issues, because I know the city is doing this all on its own right now. So the taxpayers are doing this thing.
Yes, sir.
We're doing this thing. And I hope, and I'm going to say that I'm hoping that we support our director and our mayor when it comes to additional funding and saying, folks, look, it's worth it. It's worth every dollar of it. You got people on a national stage that are bringing some notoriety back to the city of Memphis. And I think that's what it's all about, especially if you're feeding into these young people and they're doing what they should do. Now, other kids, you got any younger people who are out there still that you got in the gym right now who are making some strides?
We have the Sykes brothers. It's 3 brothers.
Get out of here, man.
And they drive all the way from Mississippi to come train with us, and they are on the rankings of becoming the best at their weight class at their age at this time.
How old are they?
We got one that's 12, 15, and 16.
The Sykes brothers, and they're out of Mississippi.
They live in Mississippi, but come to Police Boxing Gym for their boxing.
I want to make sure our listeners know that this boxing gym that you and others are working in or are running for the police department and for the city and for our citizens is world class. I'm hearing right now from you, as we've talked about this, potential world champions.
Yes, and then we haven't had Olympic person to come out of Memphis since Kenny McKinney back in 1988, and I feel like we on the right path to become to have another person that represents.
You're on the cusp of it.
Memphis,
right out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes,
man, Memphis is doing some great things. Well, let me say this. I want to help put a bow on this thing. I want to make sure people know that there's a phone number they can call. Is there a website or email or some way that they can say, look, I need to talk to Brian the Law Hall and say, hey, I got this kid of mine, and I want my child to be exposed to the boxing world, but I want him to be exposed in the right manner. First of all, with the conditioning piece, just letting them know, let's condition the mind first, right?
Yes,
let's get the mind conditioned first, and then the body ought to follow. And how do we get in contact with your office and the officers that are running that gym to say, look, I want to participate? Or I may even want to donate something. I don't know. I may want to bring some water by that one day.
Water would be great. It's always needed.
Yeah.
And I would say that's the most contribute that people usually bring to provide for our kids is water.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna make sure. I'm the president of an organization here in Memphis, and we're gonna get together and do something. We're gonna at least get some water out there, man. Make sure that those kids have got plenty of water, staying hydrated, and so forth. But give us a number that they can call or some kind of contact information, so people will know that this boxing gym, y'all, is world class right here in Memphis, run by the Memphis Police Department.
The best way to contact us, I believe, is using the Facebook search engine, Memphis Police Boxing Gym, and we also have a telephone number, 901-636-4919.
Say it again now.
901-636-4919. Be mindful that we are participating in coaching, training, so we might not able to answer the phone right away. So that's why I advise you to look for Facebook.
Go to Facebook and send you guys a message and go from there.
Yes, sir.
Wow, man. Look, let me tell you, Brian the Law Hall, we've enjoyed you on this program, man. You brought a lot of prominence to the department because I knew we had a boxing gym. I remember Kenny McKinney back in the day, but since then I hadn't heard a lot about any names. But now you're bringing this to me now, and the mentoring that you all are doing. Man,
Yes,
spot on. All right, keep doing the good work, brother. We appreciate it. The citizens appreciate it, and I know your director appreciates it. All right, you're listening to the Best in Blue, folks, right here on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
Best in Blue, recorded live at KUDZUKIAN Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. Executive producer Larry Robinson. Best in Blue, part of the KUDZUKIAN Network.